Hello everyone once again. Now, in previous session of satellite communication and networking, we have started our lecture series. In that, we have started our unit 1, that is introduction to satellite communication. Right now, in this lecture 2, we are going to continue same unit, that is introduction to satellite communication part 2. In this, we are going to see another topics in remaining topics of unit 1, right? So the topics to be covered in this following session, that will be a types of satellites, comparison of various network transmission technologies, orbital and spacecraft problems, application of satellite, so advantages of satcom and disadvantages of satcom. Now moving onwards forward to first type of satellites, that is types of satellites. So now as you can see, there are main 4 types of satellites. It is classified into 4 types. First, that is communication satellite. Second, that is remote sensing satellite, weather satellite, and fourth, that is scientific satellite. Now each of them one by one we will see in detail. So first we are going to study with, that is communication satellites. So basically all the communication satellites, the satellites which are used for communication purpose, are launched in geostationary orbit, right? So why they are called geostationary satellites, as they are launched in geostationary orbit, because geostationary orbit has some advantages rather compared to other orbits. So the communication satellite has been always launched in geostationary orbit. Clear? Now what are the applications of communication satellite? So the applications are point to point communication, friend radio broadcasting, TV transmission, military and commercial applications. So these are the some of the listed applications of geostationary satellites, or you can say communication satellites, right? There are various other applications for which we are using communication. Let's say for example one, that is mobile communication, and then most important, that is GPS, global positioning system, for tracking vehicles and people, right? And the example of communication satellite is an Intelsat, that is international telecommunication satellite, which was made for this communication applications, right? Now going forward to second type of satellites, that is remote sensing satellites. So what does the first of all remote sensing means? So remote sensing means to find out the condition of crops, forests, minerals, underground condition of soils. So basically it is used for various applications with the of the earth, minerals and earth's vegetations, right? So the satellites used to find out this types of applications, they are called as remote sensing satellites. And India has its own remote sensing satellite having a name IRS, which is Indian Remote Sensing Satellite, right? And based on the remote sensing satellites, whatever the information obtained from this satellites in terms of images, from that information the detailed maps are prepared. So from that maps we can get to know in which area which minerals are present, how many forest land is occupied by the forest, right? What are types of crops in grows in different regions, right? So these all can be understood by using the remote sensing satellites. Now going to third type of satellites, that is weather satellites. So weather satellites are used for weather prediction, right? For taking photographs of clouds. And the examples of weather satellites are Trios 1, Nimbus and Meteosat, right? That is for meteorological purpose, right? So weather satellites are generally used for the weather prediction. And fourth, that is scientific satellites. So scientific satellites are made for various scientific studies, or you can say for the only research purpose. Clear? And it have all relatively smaller lifespan than the rest of the satellites, right? And Indian Aryabhatta was the first scientific satellite which was launched for the scientific studies. Clear? So this was the topic which was based on the basic 4 types of satellites based on the application. Now going forward to next topic, that is comparison of network transmission technologies. Now, when the satellite communication came into existence, before that there were the communication will be done through the with the help of wired technologies, wireless technologies, right, with the help of microwave radio technologies, fiber optic cables. So these were the different technologies through which the communication will be had been carried out, right? And after satellite communication has been involved or came into existence, then the whole network has been transferred onto a satellite. So we will see the comparison between the various network transmission technologies. Now, as you can see in this table, the comparison has been carried out with the following parameters: based on network, based on connectivity, based on data rate, and based on consideration, right? Now, the comparison between various, that is satellite communication, digital microwave radio, fiber optic and coaxial cable, local distribution radio, and twisted pairs. So the comparison will be among these transmission technologies. So when first going with the parameters, that is network. So when network, when talking about the network, the satellite will have a long network, and rest of all the force will have a local or a regional network, as it is a LOS communication, that is point to point communication, line of sight communication, right? Now, second, that is connectivity. So how connectivity can be carried out in satellite? So it will be point to point multi-point. Point to multi-point, that means there will be only one transmitter, but there will be a multiple receivers. The multiple to multi-point, that is many transmitters to many receivers, and multi-point to point, that is many transmitters to one receivers. Clear? So this three ways satellite communication is going to connect in the network. Whereas in digital microwave radio, it is point to point. Fiber optic and coaxial cable, again it is point to point. Local distribution radio, that is point to point or point to multi-point, right? And twisted pair, that is point to point. Clear? So this is based on connectivity. Then talking about the data rate. So data rate, having satellite, that is medium to high speed. For digital microwave, as it is point to point, one transmitter and one receiver, so obviously it will have a high speed. Then fiber optic in which the data can be traveled in light, so obviously it is a high speed. Then local distribution radio, then it will be have a medium to high speed. And for twisted pair like telephone cables, then it will have a low to medium speed, right? And what are the considerations while designing this particular network? So for satellite network, there is a disadvantage which is called as propagation time delay, right? So there is a delay between whenever we transmit the data and receive the data, there is somewhat delay for receiving the data through the earth station. So the consideration, that will be a propagation time delay. For digital microwave, it will be a transmission path geometry, through which path the data is or the signal is transmitted, that matters the most, right? And based on this, the losses will be carried out, right? If the transmission path geometry is not proper, then the losses will be more. Then for fiber optic and optic, cost of construction, as fiber optic and coaxial cable are very costly, right? The local distribution radio, again for the transmission path geometry, and for twisted pair, again the consideration will be cost of construction, right? So this is the comparison of various network transmission technologies based on these four parameters. Now, next, moving on to a new topic, that is orbital and spacecraft problems, right? So what are the orbital and spacecraft problems offered while designing a satellite? So the design of the satellite depends on these three methods. First, that is the spacecraft, in which location the spacecraft has to be made. Then methods of launching the spacecraft, and third, the orbit in which the satellite operates. So these three criteria should match while designing a satellite, right? Now, most of the satellites, as we have discussed in a previous topic, that is types of orbit, that most of the communication satellites are generally launched in geostationary orbit, right? So why it is launched in geostationary orbit? So the geostationary orbit is used mostly for military and commercial application, as geostationary orbit is circular. First, it is circular in shape, and second, it lies on the equatorial plane of the earth. So due to this, what is the reason behind that? The rotational speed is same as the earth's rotational speed. So the satellite moving in geostationary orbit will have the same speed as the earth's rotational speed, right? So hence it appears to be stationary to the point of earth. So whenever it's seen from any point of the earth, it will appear to be a stationary, because as the earth rotates at the same speed, the satellite will also rotate. Thus the most of the satellites are launched in geostationary orbit, right? But there are some drawbacks too, right, for geostationary orbit. What are the drawbacks? So two drawbacks are there. First, that is launch cost is very high, because the geostationary orbit is approximately 36,000 kilometers above the earth's surface. So to launch the satellite in that particular orbit, the cost is very high. The fuel requirement and all that will be very high. So the launch cost will be indirectly high. And second, it does not covers the polar region of the earth, right? So these two are the drawbacks for geostationary orbit, right? So to overcome these drawbacks, what we are doing is a number of systems are developed at low and medium altitudes, right? So rather to send the satellites in geostationary, we send the data at low earth orbit and medium earth orbit, that uses inclined and polar orbits, right? But these satellites use the omnidirectional antennas. Now what are the omnidirectional? Through which all the radiation patterns are same, that is called as omnidirectional, right? Now SATCOM needs a satellite to be launched in its orbit, right? So for proper observation that the satellite is moving in its orbit only or not, hence at the ground station or telemetry systems are used, right, to track and maintain the satellite properly in its orbit, right? And this system should have reliable and should have a good lifetime, right? So all these problems are need to be considered by designing a satellite, right? So whenever we are designing any satellite, first we need to find out what are the its design criteria, right? Now it is possible to launch in geostationary orbit or not. If it is not possible, then we can develop that low or medium altitudes, right, using inclined orbit or polar orbits, right? And what we need to do is, from the earth station, we need to do is the telemetry systems are used to track and maintain the system properly. Clear? So these are the various points that to be listed while designing a particular satellite. Now what are the various applications of satellite, right? So these are the various applications in which satellites are working. That is a mobile, weather forecasting, security, internet, GPS, radios, televisions, right? So here some are the applications which shows that in detail. So first, that is telephony. So telephony having application, it will have a fixed point, earth station, satellite earth station, and fixed point. So these are the requirements for the telephones. Then television and radio. So television, radio, the example is direct broadcast satellite, which we are using right now, that is our set-top box, and fixed service satellite, that is FFS. When talking about the application of mobile satellite technology, then special antenna called mobile satellite antenna should be there, right? And no matter where or how the antenna should be mounted on, that means the network should be there. Some other listed properties are, first, that is amateur radio, that is for radio that is used to access Oscar satellites and low earth orbits. Then for internet, that is high speed and useful for faraway places. And last, that is for military, which uses geostationary satellite. An example of this military satellite, that is the Defense Satellite Communication System, that is DSCS, right? So these are the some of the listed applications in which SATCOM is working, right? There are more number of examples in which you can write their applications, right? Then next, going to, that is advantages of SATCOM, right? So advantages of SATCOM compared to other technologies, first that it covers the large coverage area, right? Then second, that is it has a high quality. Third, then reliability is very high. Then capacity is very high. Flexibility is high. Easy for installation. Emergency communication and point to multi-point transmissions. So these are the various advantages of SATCOM. Then disadvantages. So disadvantages, first that is launching of satellites into orbit is a costly process, right? Then second, that is propagation delay, right? For is more than the conventional terrestrial system, that is our point-to-point communication system. Then difficult to provide repairing service, means if any part of satellite is not in fault condition, then repairing cannot be possible as it is in a space. Then free space loss is more, right? Then because various factors are affected while transmitting in a free space transmission. And last, there can be congestion of frequencies, so the frequencies can be interfered in between. Clear? So that's all for the today's session, and here we have completed our unit 1 of satellite communication and networking. In the next session we are going to start with our unit